everyone. Good morning or good afternoon, depends where you are watching us from. Welcome to a new session of our live where we share, our journeys, our struggles, our successes. And today it's about something that I do here a lot, and probably this time of year, maybe even more, right? Answering the big question, is it possible to build a business when you feel like you have no time or money? Well, let's see. Spoiler alert, it is. It absolutely is. So if you ever thought that you want to start a business but feel like, hey, I'm so busy, I don't have time, I'm a tighter budget, I don't working now, right? Some people. So if those are the reasons that are holding you back, then believe me, you are not alone. A lot of us started maybe exactly there, and we still took the leap of faith. We tried it out, and we are not looking back, right? And actually inspire others to do the same. There is no perfect moment. And actually, if you try to wait until everything will be smooth and clean and I'll have money and time, then you'll never start anything. So today I have here with me three amazing of my business partners. So we're going to share some of our personal stories, maybe some of the strategies and tips that help us not only start, but grow our businesses with crazy schedules, like you can see here, nurses and definitely limited resources, right? So whether you are, busy working parent, busy professional, or just maybe looking for a job, for a full-time way of making some money, then this conversation definitely is for you. For those new on my page or in here, I'm Dana. I'm a mom, an IT manager by profession, and also a digital business owner. I'm living in Canada for the past 20-something year, originally from Romania. And let's go to Keith and maybe introduce yourself also for people new here.
Okay, thanks, Dana. And thanks for having me again this week. I've been on with you a few times now, and I'm really enjoying myself here. So you already kind of know my story, but I'm a husband, a father of two. I worked in the oil and gas industry for almost 30 years, and out of those 30 years, I worked overseas for 20 years. And I was let go from my job over a year ago, and I knew that it was coming. It wasn't a big surprise that I was going to be laid off. That happens in the oil and gas industry a fair bit. So I kind of wasn't sure what I was going to do. Back in 2020, I bought into this digital business, but I hadn't managed to do anything with it because of life. I was working and trying to immigrate to Canada from Cuba with my family. And so and that falls directly into time and money on this particular life. So that's my introduction there, Dana. Thanks.
Welcome back, Keith. Good to see you. Tina, someone new faces here. Welcome.
Hi.
You want to introduce yourself?
Thank you so much, Dana, for inviting me. I really appreciate it, and it's so great to connect with fellow business owners and share our business testimonials, right? I am Tina. I'm from New Brunswick, Canada, and I am a public servant, as it says there. And I, like Keith, used to work in the oil sands. So once you've worked in the oil sands, for anybody that knows, you know what kind of income that provides you, and you know what kind of work that is. And I was really kind of missing that because it afforded my husband and I to live a lifestyle and to be able to help our daughter and stuff like that. And so once we were not there because of like a contract finish and there was no place to like place all of us again, I got looking at things and I'm like, okay, we got to start over and get a job, whatever. And then I started seeing things online. So I wanted to like investigate that. And here I am. I found this platform and it kind of ticked all the boxes for me. So yeah.
Definitely. Welcome.
Thanks.
And Vida, welcome.
Hello, everyone. My name is Vida. I'm original from Ghana, currently in the US for 11 years. I'm a nurse, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and proud digital business owner. I needed time badly for myself and my kid. That's why I joined this business. So thank you. And I have amazing business partners this morning. We are inviting anybody. Thank you.
Yes. I love the energy in the room.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for bringing the positive vibes, and I love it. So before going into talking about, times or money, let's maybe talk a bit about, for those new or maybe not so new here, but what is this business about? As with every live, I try to, maybe for those who are still not sure what we are doing, to do a very quick overview of why we are saying we are business owners and partners at the same time, right? So we do have our own individual businesses registered on our names or whatever, depends where you are, how you decide to run your business. You are your own boss, you are your own CEO, right? You decide how you invest and strategize on how you want to run your business. But we are business partners in the sense that we all use the same, like a franchise model, right? So it's a proven system. You don't have to invent anything. You get the system, you get the training, you get the tools. You get more than 80% of what you need to run this business through the package. It's all, we call it a business in a pocket, right? It all can be done through social media, from your phone or from your laptop. You don't need to have any prior experience in any technical or business experience. We have an amazing training that takes you literally from zero to whatever you need to be very successful, and it takes you step by step. You cannot skip steps. The new system will not allow you that. Once you finish step one, that's only one. The step two is available for you. So it's very good for people who want to maybe to have a shortcut. No, the shortcuts don't work in the business. If you want to be successful, you have to follow. And we have a proven system that many people are very successful using it. So that's why kind of the forcing in a way everyone to, hey, this, you have the footstep, you have the proven system there. Why not using it? Why not following in the steps of those people? So for those of you who maybe want something, but online, and why not online? Because we do everything online these days, right? So why not make money online? So we have this all packaged together, and we are here to share our stories, to inspire you and to guide you, because on top of all the automation and the system and the training, you get to be part of this amazing community, which I think it's the best thing of this system, right? Yeah, it's a proven system, the training, everything, it's amazing. But once you get to be part of this amazing community, the relationships you made, the people that you meet, this is actually the heart and the power of this business model, I think. And you'll get your own mentor, your own coach, and then all these amazing business partners that, look, they'll get some time on their Sunday morning to talk with you. So thank you. Appreciate for you guys being here with me today, because it have been really boring just for me to talk about how I started without money. So let's jump into answering some of the questions that you get into the very often, I'm sure you also get, right? Is, hey, I want to start. I really want. I think the business is interesting, but I don't have time. I don't have money right now. It's Christmas. I have all kinds of things. So, Kit, you mentioned before that, when you started, you are not in the perfect place to start a business. So what made you decide to start a business even though you are short on time and money?
Well, for me, it was I was planning my exit out of Cuba with my family to immigrate to Canada. And I didn't know how that this was all going to play out at that time. I didn't know, when I was going to leave Cuba, I fully expected that in 2021 I was going to be out of a job. I told my employer that I was arranging immigration for my wife and my kids to come to Canada, but there was no discussion. They never came to me and said, yeah, you're going to continue to work. We've got a spot for you, because the work is in Cuba and I was coming to Canada. So I just assumed that there was no conversation. They knew nothing was going to happen. So I just decided that, I'll buy into the business. I'll see if I can start it from Cuba. That didn't happen because of the infrastructure there and everything else I had going on. So we're talking about time. I was really stretched for time, and there was a lot of stress involved with this. I mean, that's a whole nother story. The immigration process was just unbelievable. If someday you'll probably hear some of it. You're going to say, wow. but I the reason why I got into this business specifically is because I know a couple that are in the business that were doing it, and I was kind of watching what they were doing on social media. And the fella drove a vac truck and worked in the oil business, but they were vacationing in Greece, and that wasn't something that was normal for them. I'm not saying that they wouldn't do it, but if you knew the guy, he wears a cowboy hat and wears cowboy boots, and they have a bit of a ranch, and going to Greece just I didn't ever see them there. So I kind of asked them, and that's actually how I got into this, was because of them. And at the time, money wasn't necessarily my problem, but the time was. And so I just put it off and put it off. And not that I was putting it off, I just didn't have the time. And while you can imagine, Dana, you moved across to another country and beat as well. And so, when you immigrate, you've got all of these things. And I thought, me being a Canadian, this is going to be easy. And we got here and I didn't have time. I mean, I was trying to help my family get bank accounts, you name it, anything and everything, driver's licenses, whatever it was. There was just no time because I'm trying to help them. They don't know. They're new to Canada. They don't know where to go, what to do, how things work here. So I spent a lot of time at the start getting them set up. So, honestly, time was tough. But now that we're here and I'm doing this, I'm doing this full time. I'm not doing another job. It's tough, absolutely. People that are working a job and doing this, but it is doable because the amount of time I'm kind of watching what I'm doing now, and I put in, around 2 to 3 hours a day, specifically on the business. Can I do more? Absolutely, yes, I can. But right now I'm doing other things to keep my family going. So yeah, you can do this on 2 to 3 hours a day. It's a little tough, especially at the start, because you're getting pulled in all these different directions. There's so much that you need to learn at the start to get your foundation built. But once you understand and you get your head wrapped around what's happening, then yes, absolutely. 2 to 3 hours a day is you can literally do this business in 2 to 3 hours a day.
Definitely. Thank you, Kit, for sharing. And yeah, I can only imagine starting a business while you try to immigrate to a new country with your whole family. I wouldn't say it's crazy, but it's definitely crazy for you to try even doing that. So yeah. So for those people who think you don't have to, time to start a business, hear from Kit. He was doing that while trying to bring his whole family across borders. And I would definitely want to bring you someday to tell us the whole story of immigration, because I'm sure it's an interesting one. Tina, how about you? What made you decide to start a business, and were you short on time, money, both of them, or maybe none of them? Maybe you are the one of the few, and there are people like that who, hey, I have time, I have money, and why not start a business now, right? So it definitely can be done that way too.
Well, thank you so much. This is great, but I'm going to try and give you the Cole's Notes version. Otherwise, we'll be here for a while. You might as well go put on a pot of coffee. Well, yeah. As you were talking and doing the intro, I was thinking about the things you were saying, and the two things that you said were time and money. So time is a commodity that everybody has, needs, wants more of, right? So in order to create more time in your schedule to do the things you really want to do, that speak to you, that, are fulfilling to you, you have to carve out that time for yourself, for your life, for your family, whatever, to achieve those things. So that was what it was about for me, is investing my time, not in somebody else's dream. I want to put them in my dreams. And then money, I might be answering both of my questions at this point. So the whole money thing is, within this business, you have a strategist that works with you on how you can come into the business. And they will suit it to your parameters. They will structure it to how you can get on board and start creating what it is that you want your business to be. So come on in.
Definitely. And yeah,
we're here to help you.
Exactly. You brought a very good point, right? I didn't mention that at the beginning, that a good thing for this business is also that we have flexibility to start it. And that's why it's good. It's your own business, right? But although it's a franchise model, it's not a fixed price. It's like, hey, it's 50K, you are in or out. No, we have flexibility depending on your situation. You can start with more or less. And on top of that, we have all kind of financial aid. So you don't have to come up with the whole money at once.
Yes.
You have all kind of, you can split it in months or years, depending on which part of the globe you are, right? Each country may have different options available, but definitely they are all kind of financial help for those who are really willing to start, but maybe you don't really have the money right now to get started. And talking about starting, and Vaida, going to you, what strategies, what tools help you maximize your time when you start your business? I know you're a mom, you're a nurse, and all I know about nurses is they make good money, but they work crazy times. How do you have time to do a business also?
All right, thank you so much. Starting this business is time management is very, very important to us. When you start this business, you have to know how to manage your time from work. What time are you going to do? How are you going to schedule your time? So there are so many tools that you can use for time management, especially time blocking. You can divide your tasks into maybe pieces. You manage the higher priority tasks, and then those that are not more important to you. So you do that one first. Maybe I come from work this morning. I know my business is very, very important to me. That's one of my higher priority. I'm going to go to my business first to check my business website. Do I have a buyer? Do I have this one? What do I need to do? That is that hour that I'm going to use is very, very important to me. I'm going to use that hour to check my business. And then secondly, the others one I have to do, if I'm not even able to do it, I don't care, because the important one is already done. And by doing that, you even get more energy. You don't have to just do all the things at once. You become tired when you want to do all your work at once, and you will not concentrate. Maybe the time you used to do that work, it may not be good because you didn't use specific time, the time you have the energy to use for the more important tasks. And the time maybe you are tired, you use that one for the least important tasks. If you are not able to do it, but it's not a big deal. So that is one of the things you can use your time blocking to do your time. And this, our system is automatic. It's already set up. The only thing that we have to do is just 5%. So when you use that time well, you will make sure that your business is even running when you are sleeping, when you are at work, wherever you are, your business is running. That is what I have. Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you, Vaida, for sharing. I love that. And I think the time blocking for me was something that I'm still working with, because I thought I'm so good at switching tasks and that multitasking, and I'm okay to do, and I get distracted and I start doing something and I pick something else. And then once I try to focus and do the blocking of time and focus, on things that are similar. So for the next half an hour, you just do maybe videos editings or, answer to messages. It's amazing how much you can get done in half an hour doing similar things than try to keep, you do a post and then you answer a message and then you send someone a text and then you go and back to a post.
Yeah.
You lose so much time just by switching context rather than focusing on, similar things. Block this time for grouping things that are similar. And there are so many tools, like we mentioned, our platform has a lot of things automated. There are other free tools that you can use to do things like, we all post on social media. You don't have to go every morning at 8 a.m. to post on social media if you want to post at 8 a.m., right? You can spend like an afternoon to set up all your posts for the next 2 weeks at 8 a.m. And it's amazing how it suddenly is like, wow, I'm set for the next 2 weeks for my morning posts, right? So there are a lot of tools like this, and they are free. So definitely there are many ways to, we all have 24 hours, like Tina said. Time is something we all want more, but we cannot buy it. You cannot make more time. So that's why it's very important to use your time wisely and definitely prioritize it, as Vaida said, right? It's pick the things that will make a big impact, right? The 20% that will move your business 80%. And if you do those tasks, then the rest it's fine. So now let's switch from time to maybe financial things, right? So how do you handle the financial side of launching a business, and what your advice will give to someone who's maybe on a tight budget? So Kit, I'll go to you again first.
Me? Oh, okay.
Kit.
So how do you handle your financial side of launching your business? Well, everybody's different, and I'm not an advocate of people borrowing money, and that's just how I lived my life. My whole life I've been one of those guys that I never liked going to a bank to do anything and asked to borrow money. And over the years I've also invested and I've done other things, and I haven't always been successful at it. I've had a lot of mistakes, and I've learned because I didn't know what I was doing. So my advice would be, if you're going to borrow money to do anything, borrow money to invest in something that you can grow. So, everybody needs a place to live. And in my opinion, buy a house. If you can afford to do that, get yourself a house, even if it's a small house. Always, and try and invest in things that are going to grow over time. And so if you're very serious about starting a business, the great part about this business is, and I mentioned this already, I bought into it back in 2020. So for me at that time, I was working overseas. So financially, for me to buy into the business wasn't a huge issue. I just did it. And did it cost some money? You bet it did. But I mean, it's whatever. The good part about it is I never got into really getting into this business until last year. And so I invested into the business. It sat there for a few years, and now I'm here working at it. And now it costs me some advertising or applications or whatever. And now in my biggest investment is probably time. It's also some money. Don't get me wrong. You have to spend money, but don't invest in anything. Don't invest in cars. Don't invest in boats and motorbikes and whatever. I mean, all of those things are fun, but they're really, at the end of the day, if you're on a tight budget, you don't need any of that. You need to be investing in things that will grow over time. And this business, can it do that for you? Absolutely. I firmly believe, I've got such a huge belief. I see all the successful people here. Yeah, I would invest in this. And the investment isn't that big, but to some people it is. And you have to respect that, because not everybody's in the same place. So that's
definitely. And I love that. So, for those people who say, hey, it's Christmas, I have a long list of things, I don't have money to invest in this business. How about with those $149? You put it under your Christmas tree, right? It's the best investment that you can make. And to be honest, right, there is not a lot of things you can buy these days with $149, right?
No.
So, even a pair of shoes, maybe, but depends. Not the very expensive ones, right? So instead of investing in things, how about investing in yourself and in your future? And $149 can buy you a whole new future. And it's true, $149 is just the start, right? To really invest in your business, you'll $149 gets you into the system, gets you all the platform and everything. But then it comes the next step where you decide how much you invest in your business, and that's a second discussion. But yeah, start small. Start with that 149. That will give you access to the tools that we have. You can really get hands-on on, you know, the type of training we have. You can get access to, you know, our internal private groups where you get to meet many more people than the four of us here, and you see their success story. You can see what's really possible through this business. And I promise you, once you get in there, you'll want to do more, right? You'll want to start this business because you can see the potential. You can see the amazing thing that the business can bring in your life. But it's true, it doesn't come easy, right? You still have to put the time and money and to keep investing in this business. I mean, if you don't spend money, you don't make money, right? Or what Warren Buffett was saying, like, you need to spend money to make money. Any business, you know, investor out there or business entrepreneur, they know that. And the smart people don't expect, oh, I started business, but what do I have to invest money? Well, yes, it's a business. Obviously, you need to invest money. And it blows my mind when people are still surprised sometimes. It's like, oh, I didn't know I have to invest. Well, it's called a business. What did you think you have to do? Of course, you have to invest some money in order for those money to grow. And the good part is it's a proven system, so you don't have to figure out how to invest them. It helps you a lot. Of course, you are still the one who makes the decision on how much you invest, depending on where your situation is. But it's, as we said, it's flexible, right? Tina, going back to you, how did you handle the financial side of launching your business, and what advice you give to those who maybe have a tight budget?
I get, like, everything is just like bubbling inside of me because I get so excited when we talk, when I'm talking to anybody. But you know what? The investment in yourself is always number one best investment. So when I chose to figure it out, I was going to do whatever I had to do. And I did. I figured it out. I talked to my husband about it, of course, because that's what I chose to do. There are people that are in here that will tell you that they did it, you know, quietly without telling their partner or their spouse or whatever. But they came around, you know, like their partners came around and they realized the potential of this business. And the sky's the limit. So as far as how I handled it, I brought my husband in. He's like my silent partner, right? So he saw all the information as well, and I explained everything to him, and we managed to make it work. So we figured it out with our finances to invest in the business the way that was best for us. And, you know, that's something you have to have a conversation with yourself. What do you want out of your life? Where do you see yourself? And I'll take this 149 all day, every day, because if I were to invest in a brick and mortar or any other business, I know I'm paying way more than that to get started.
Definitely.
I hope that answered your question.
Yeah. And it's very, like, it was same for me. For me, I just told my husband about it. And my husband is still on the skeptical side, right? We are all skeptical. I was skeptical. My husband is still like, I don't know what you are doing there. It's like,
you know,
are you sure?
The internet's it's still pretty new, so people are skeptical. So they have to kind of grasp the concept, right?
Yeah. Well, for my husband, it's on the other side. He is on the internet all the time. He is an IT professional, right?
So he knows.
He's seen the worst of it, right? So it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So no, it's skeptical in the sense that it's not. He knows it's not a scam, right? You know, it's a real legit business. Of course, he sees all the good things. It's just he's like, oh, it's so hard, right? It's like, are you sure you want to do that? So a lot of us started the skeptical husbands, spouses, right? Partners who then in time change their mindset, and it's like, wow, they wanted to join in the business also. But also, definitely this business is not for everyone, right? We say anyone can do it, but it's not for everyone. You need to have the mindset. You need to be willing to, you know, it's all through social media. So you have to put yourself out there. It's true. You can put your face there, or there are faceless accounts where people, you know, don't put your face there. You can advertise the business in whatever you want, but it's still a very personal choice to still put yourself out there, because in the end, our business, it's ourselves, right? So when I go there and I promote my business, I actually promote myself, my lifestyle. So that's why we are coming here and share our stories, right? So it's not I'm coming here and I'm talking about someone else, right? It's definitely we are coming and talking very personal stuff, right? Yeah, you decide how much of your personal stuff to share, but it's still, you put part of yourself out there to total strangers, and some people feel very vulnerable to do that and don't feel comfortable to do that, right? So it's definitely a personal choice. Vaida, going to you, how this business transformed your ability to manage time, money, how are you doing it?
Yes, to me, on the process of building this business forced me to become more organized. Make my strategies and forward focus. It helped me, it pushed me by force, because things that I used not to do, now I do all. It pushed me to what? To sharpen my mind, to make a decision very quick. What am I going to do with my time? I don't let even 1 minute of my time go away just easily like that to use it for nothing. I make good use of my time and my money. When I started, I was so skeptical. My husband was so skeptical about this business. But when we started getting the check, that we believe that this business is legitimate. We didn't believe it. But now that we know it is true, we make good use of our money. We just don't use the money like that. I put all my money in my ad. I know if this ad run nicely, I'm going to get it more back. So that is how I do. And I make sure that all my time that I use, I schedule my time, no matter what I have, any big problem, I have to go to my business, because that is my number one goal. And my time, and I make use of my money. I balance my long-term goal and my short-term goal. Every day, I make sure that everything is done to transform my life, because I really need this business to change everything that I'm doing. Because I was working 9 to 5, run 100 hours a week. I used to do it. But now I think I have cut down all the hours. I still go for my nursing, 40 hours, but after the hours, I'm here with my business. So I make good use of my time and I make good use of my money and everything. Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you, Vaida. Definitely this business had changed my mindset around time and money, right? And definitely it made me learn how to prioritize what truly matters, right? And find ways to plan smarter and to work for my future. And definitely for me, that's one of the biggest things, at least for this year, was that I feel I'm so proud of the things that I do every day, that I know it's for my future. So I want to thank you all for, these amazing vibes. Love the energy in the room, the conversations. Thank you for sharing your stories and how you started and how you are handling all this. And I think it's one thing to learn today is that, building a business, it's less about having everything figured out up front, right? It's more about using what you have and start where you are. Just take the action now, start where you are. And whether it's automation, mindset shift, or simply whatever it is, believing in yourself, the key is to take that first step, start now, and the rest you'll figure out as you go, because we have here all the resources to help you that. And with that, I think we're going to wrap up here. If you have any questions, anyone, reach out to any of us on our pages. We'll be there to help you, register for that info session where you'll learn much more about what this business is, how you can get it started, and what the next steps are. So until next time, thank you everyone for joining me, and have an amazing
Thank you, Dana. Thank you, Bina. Thank you, Tina. Bye.
Thank you.